Hello everyone, welcome back to Owen's Treats. For today's video, we'll be making a holiday classic cookie. It's going to be a cake mix crinkle cookie. It's only 4 ingredients, so I'm very excited. Super simple, really easy, tastes amazing, and it'll look great. So with that, let's get into our ingredients and let's start the video. Alright, to start we have all of our ingredients here. So we have 1 box of classic white cake mix. And then we have half a cup of powdered sugar, 2 large eggs at room temperature, a third a cup of vegetable oil, and then our food dye colors. So I'm sticking to the holiday theme. I have red, green, and then I'm doing a version. They're called snowballs, and they're kind of like a cookie, but not quite, almost like a marshmallow. So I'm going to do a blue one, and hopefully it'll kind of look like ice or snow. And with that, let's get into it. Since this recipe is super simple, super quick, we're going to preheat our oven very early. So we're going to preheat our oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and we're going to let it heat up as we are doing our steps. We are going to start with mixing our mix. So we have our cake mix here. So we're going to ignore the recipe on the box. And we're going to just pour in our cake mix. And then we're going to combine in a third cup of vegetable oil. And then our 2 large eggs at room temperature. And I like to crack my eggs on a flat surface to avoid eggshell. And then we're going to mix this together until thoroughly combined. You can use a hand mixer or just a regular spatula like I'm using. And so now that we have our dough combined, I'm going to take 2 smaller bowls, and then of course our food coloring, and we're going to divide the dough into 3 parts and make our food coloring. Now if you don't want to do all 3 colors, you can instead divide the dough into 2 parts and just do 2 colors, or if you just want 1 color for the dough, just do 1 color. And then I'm going to add in my food coloring. So I have green, red, and blue. So I'm going to add around 3 to 4 drops per bowl, just so we have a really nice, vibrant color. And so now that we have all of our colors mixed together, we're going to move on to our next step, which is actually assembling our crinkle cookies and getting them on a baking sheet. Now we're on to our last step before they go into the oven. So I have my dough balls here. I have our blue, our green, and then our red. And then I also have our powdered sugar, our cookie sheets, and an ice cream scooper. And if you don't have one of these, just use a regular spoon. So basically, what we're going to do is that we are going to take a scoop of 1 tablespoon scoop of our dough, and we're gonna roll it in our hands. I have gloves on to avoid getting any more dye onto my fingers. And then we're going to roll them in our powdered sugar and then place them on our cookie sheet. So I'm going to take a scoop of our red. I'm gonna roll it into my hands. And I'm gonna roll in my powdered sugar. And you want nice, even coating around every side. And we're gonna just plop it onto our cookie sheet. And dust that there. We're just going to keep doing this until we have all of our cookies formed. And we're going to spread them apart 2 inches apart on our cookie sheet, because these do spread, but not too much. And with that, we have all of our finished crackle cookies ready to go into the oven. They made around 3 to 4 cookies each of each color. We're gonna pop these into our 350-degree oven for around 10 minutes or until they're completely cracked on the top, um, and they look good. So we're going to put these into our oven, let them bake for 10 minutes, and we'll get the final product. And I'm hoping these turn out really pretty because I like the colors that I got when mixing them, so we'll see. So with that, let's move on to our last step, which is baking these. And here are our finished crackle or crinkle cookies out of the oven. They look amazing. I'm so happy with all the colors, and the crackle came out perfectly too. So I'm very happy. So thank you guys for joining me in an episode of Owen's Treats. I wish you guys a nice holiday, and a nice break. And yeah, so I'll see you guys in the next episode, possibly before the new year. And yeah, I'll see ya.